the incredible Nick Didlick, photographic and technology expert and a comrade in crime.
Right.
Shouldn't say that.
Well,
Fellow IOC Young Reporter mentor.
Yeah, we've committed crimes in many countries, haven't we?
Careful,
Yeah.
people will take that seriously. It's not meant seriously. Nick, you were mentioning you've been doing a lot of work with technology in photographic equipment. We know that one of the biggest issues confronting news especially is fake news.
Right.
But there's some camera gear that is doing
Right.
a remarkable job in the future.
And especially in photojournalism, one of the things is what is fake imagery and how can we prove it's not fake? And so I do a lot of consulting with companies like Sony, Nikon, and Canon, but mostly Sony, and making it so that a user can put data into his photograph and make sure it's verified all the way throughout the chain. So if somebody says, well, that's a fake photo, we can go back through the chain and actually see the original photo as it was taken by that camera. And it's almost like having a birth certificate. So when the picture's taken, it actually embeds all this data and it carries it through the chain.
It's interesting you mention birth certificate because what I'm going to do is raise here an example that people might be able to kind of use in their mind to interrogate this issue. Iman Khalif, a boxer, an Algerian boxer at the Paris Olympic Games. There's been a photo that's been doing the rounds recently which shows her face on a male body standing in a male swimsuit. And now we know all of this is all around accusations that she's not female when in fact her birth certificate says she's female, her passport says she's female, she's been raised as a female. There's a whole lot of other issues we can go into there regarding DSD. But that photo with this technology, how would you use that?
Right. Well, so we could actually look at that photo and go back in its history and see what the original photo would look like. And so you would see the original photo of her, obviously with her real body, and then you would see the fake photo that was put together. And we're really worried about this during the U.S. elections because there was all sorts of fake imagery coming out every day, and you'd see pictures of the President-elect Trump with like a bodybuilder's thing, trying to look tough. Yeah. And we saw a ton of this happen. And what the problem with it is the public believe it. I mean, they're so used to seeing photographs of when they're growing up as kids and the belief in photography just generally. That's what the biggest issue is. Yeah,
so the camera doesn't lie. In fact, these days, like everything else, it does.
Yeah, but the camera's lied for almost since photography was invented. I mean, there's also going back into the earliest pictures of China and the images were put together. And so it always has had this. It's just now anybody can do it. Brand new iPhone, you could just say, take my ex-husband out of the photograph, for instance, or put somebody into the photograph. And it's done right in your phone immediately.
We're living in an unreal world.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find the realness within it.
Well, and I think trust, and especially in journalism, is the core. It's the core to all of this, right? And not only with fake news, but you see all these types of conspiracy theories growing up, and a picture to go with a conspiracy theory that then make it believable. It's actually fact.
How much is this technology going to cost? Is it going to be in everything, and can we all access it?
It hasn't been defined yet how much it's going to cost. For the user, it's not. It's going to be a small fee. It'll be something that you'll put into your camera. So your camera will already have this activated, or not activated, but it'll already be in your camera, and for a small fee, you'll activate it. And when you activate it, it'll also put your personal credentials on that photograph. So then you'll be able to look back and say, oh, Nick took that photograph 3 years ago, and follow the chain right through. So, for people that want to verify data, there'll be a larger cost than the user will see.
Yeah. And there'll be a lot of people, I imagine, that will be trying to deactivate this technology from their camera.
Well, and then you can tell, like you look at the handout pictures from the Department of Defense or even the royal family. It can be deactivated, but you'll see the chain get broken. So when it breaks, somebody's obviously doing something wrong.
Nick, I just raced here in the freezing cold in Milan. You've been in a nice warm office. Yeah. I'm sitting here in a big jacket. I'm starting to sweat, and I think my nose is about to run. So we might call the interview to an end here.
Well, until next time, Tracy. It's so pleasant to see you again.